so good to see you. We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Jerry and Jamie 2 Up. I'm Jerry.
And I'm Jamie.
And tonight we are doing our second video podcast in 2 days in a row. We're on schedule.
All right.
So I don't know. Hopefully that works out. And so tonight we're going to talk about a few things, but tonight's show, we're going to start off with motorcycle stuff like we do. And then a little further in, we'll go into some overlanding and some camping stuff that we'll be doing this weekend. And just kind of hanging out and having some fun. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And if you guys if you log into the chat, go ahead and say hi. Just give us a thumbs up or say hi, just so we know you're in the chat room. And we'll go from there. So
we promise we won't make you answer any questions, but we'd love to know who shows up.
And then Jamie's been having some fun at school this week. She's been dressing up. So what was today?
Today was Adam Sandler Day. So needless to say, I pulled clothes out of his closet.
They fit perfect.
To be Adam Sandler, yes.
And she's a little smaller than I am. And so
I don't think they could figure that out.
She had to have them cinched up a little bit, I think. So that's what we've been doing. And tomorrow we're going camping.
Woohoo! Big Iron.
Going to Big Iron, a music overland festival. So tonight we're going to go ahead and just jump right into our show. Thanks again. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for coming by. And if you're not watching this live, which not many people probably will, you can get it online. Just go to Jerry and Jamie 2 Up. And on YouTube, we have YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the socials. So, all right. So here we go. So we're going to start first off, we're going to start talking about motorcycles.
Yep.
So we haven't got the ride in a little bit because it's been raining.
Yeah. Arkansas has been under a big cloud for the last week and a half.
Yeah, it's been nuts. I mean, I never complain about rain.
No.
Because we always need it, but it has been a little crazy.
Yesterday alone, we had to have gotten 4 to 5 inches.
Yeah, I don't know if we got that much, but it was a lot of rain, and
it was impressive.
And it was raining hard too. So we haven't got out on the bikes, and plus we're getting ready. I'm getting ready to go to Star next week.
Yep.
In fact, it's raining again now.
Yep.
So I'm going to Star next week. We get back Sunday afternoon, and then can you get him down so he doesn't? The cat's going to knock us offline if we don't watch it. So we'll be here Sunday afternoon. I'll mow the lawn on Monday, and then we will be heading out of town.
Not we.
Well, I will be heading out of town on Thursday to go to Williamsport for the MSTA rally. So stay tuned for that. And so we're going to jump right into this. So the first thing we want to look at is I posted a thing on Motorcycle Monday this week on Monday about motorcycles and how some of them are like art. They're beautiful. And folks, the new Ducatis are pretty damn sexy.
Well, I think Ducati all along has been a very sexy motorcycle, but it is no different now.
These are the new Diavel, however you say it, Diavel V4 RS, and then the Multistrada V4 RS. They are just wonderful looking motorcycles. And so I just thought I would take a look at them here. Now, each one of these bikes, folks, all you got to do is pony up $36,000 and you can own one too.
And trust me, if money were no option, he'd have one of each in the garage.
I would probably have one of each in the garage if money was no option, but it is an option. So here's a bike, though, that's really intriguing. And then I don't know, all you guys from back in the day, the silver and blue Hondas were beautiful. And Honda looks like they're bringing the CB4 500 Super 4 back to the States. And so hopefully next year we get to see it coming. I know that the article I saw was in Visor Down, which is a UK magazine, but they talk about how it was at the China International Motorcycle Exhibit, SEMA, and that it's based on the 500 Hornet platform, but it's a really nice looking motorcycle. And if the price point's right, I think it'll be a great seller here in the United States. And really, I love the fact that these smaller bikes are making a big push here in the States again.
So the current CB 500, isn't that the one that you were hoping I'd be able to sit on?
Yeah, so it's not a CB, so it's a CX 500 here, and
Okay.
they're dual sport. I really wanted Jamie to, because I love that motor, but it was just way too tall for you.
So what is the size of this one going to be?
Nobody knows yet. They
Oh.
haven't put out any of the things,
Specs? Okay.
but I'm sure it's going to be the same size as Z400 or something,
Okay.
and that sort of thing. So, but yep, really looking forward to seeing this out there and everything too. So, this week's topic, I decided to do it on Ride Your Own Ride because I posted this a couple of weeks ago about how if you're in a group ride or any time really, you should ride your own ride. And there was a comment that said, basically they called it bullcrap and said that it's just an easy way for ride leaders to not have any accountability on their rides. And so I wanted to kind of rebuke that a little bit.
Yeah.
Ride your own ride has been a saying forever. I mean, I remember my dad telling me that when I was a kid, and part of this person's comment was where everybody gets caught up in a group ride, and too many people in group rides just want to go haul ass everywhere and do that. And so basically the whole conversation came down to you're riding in the wrong group if that's the group if that's the perception of the way you want to ride the whole time. But I wanted to talk about, so like I tell Jamie all the time, so what does ride your own ride mean to you?
So considering I haven't done it as long as Jerry and came into it riding with him, we've actually done this ourselves. So ride your own ride is truly what you are comfortable with on the bike. No pucker moments. You want to enjoy. If someone is going faster, let them go faster. And hopefully you've worked that out ahead of time. I know when Jerry's a ride leader, he will, anytime, he makes sure everybody has the route, but if someone doesn't have a GPS, we always wait if we're going to turn. That way nobody gets left behind. It happened a long time ago with David Jackson, but that's a different story. So
well, since we went there, we'll tell that story. So we were riding with our friend David, and this was 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And we had come up to Arkansas, and he was riding with us, and we got to an intersection here in Arkansas, and you had to make a choice, right or left.
Those were the only two choices.
We went left.
And David was nowhere to be seen.
Didn't go left. And I remember
we were in Boxley Canyon.
Well, we went up to Jasper.
Yeah.
And Richard Swim was with us. Mm-hmm. And Jamie and Richard Swim and I ran up and down 74 a number of times trying to find David Jackson and trying to find this guy. Well, about a half hour later, we were at lunch and we get a phone call. He's back at the hotel drinking a beer because he didn't know which way we were going. And that was our fault. I thought he had the route because we had that discussion, but he didn't. And so so just another reason, right, is to communicate. And that kind of leads us to the first thing we talk about. So ride leaders, right? So I do a lot of leading rides. So the first thing I do in those rides is I make sure everybody understands, hey, this is where we're going. This is how we're going to go there. And we're going to go at, what's the word I use? A spirited pace.
Yep.
Okay. But again, I preface that by saying we're not going to make a turn without all the group being there. So do not feel like you need to keep up with the group. Just go ahead and ride your own ride and we'll wait for you and do your thing. If you don't want to pass where we passed, don't pass. Right? I don't want to get anybody hurt while we're out on these rides. And we say that all the time, right? And because look, folks, there are times when I've got caught up in it as a younger rider. People are going fast and you think, oh, I can keep up. And next thing you know, you're running into a corner too fast and you have them pucker moments. And for those of you who don't know what that is, what's a pucker moment?
Well, a pucker moment is
Be good.
you're sucking up the seat to hold on
Right.
because something is about to happen, and you just hope that your two wheels stick.
And so out of all the years of riding, I'm not going to say I haven't had pucker moments. I had plenty of those. But the older I get and the more we ride, we pride ourselves on not having those moments. And I can't tell you that. Well, I had one a couple months ago, but it was my fault just going into a corner way too hot. And look, folks, I love when people say that no matter what talent level you're at, there's always somebody faster than you are. Always, right? Or they have more skill than you do, or their survival instinct doesn't kick in like yours does. I mean, there's a whole bunch of reasons why people riding levels are different. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you can understand and you accept what those ride levels are, right? And so my biggest thing is like even riding with Jamie is trying to make sure that, and look, she's a grown woman. She ain't going to do anything she doesn't want to do. But when you're out there riding, sometimes you get going a little too fast, or sometimes you think you can keep up, or you get, as a newer rider, I think sometimes you get a little overconfident because you think, well, this is okay, and which we all know you should never get overconfident on a motorcycle because it will get you.
I can attest to it.
And so it's just one of those things where, as a ride leader, you got to make sure that everybody understands what the expectations are of the ride, and when I say expectations, there are no expectations. You're the expectation. You ride your own motorcycle the way you want to ride your motorcycle. It is not, we're not 12. We're not in a schoolyard getting caught up in peer pressure. You have to be careful. You have to be comfortable. And the biggest thing for the entire day of riding a motorcycle is getting home at the end of the day so you can do it again tomorrow if you want to, right? That's the whole goal.
And honestly, in a big group, there are always going to be the faster riders, the slower riders. And usually when you ride with the same people, you get to know which speed people want to be. But the thing is, if you stop and you have to be humble enough to say, this isn't for me, or I'd like to go faster, and you figure it out. But you have to say something. You have to speak up. You can't just, you have to ride your own ride, and you have to do what works for you.
And I'll tell you a quick story that was kind of funny. We were at Star in Cape Girardeau, and we were riding.
I know which story this is.
We were riding there was a pretty big group, 8-9 bikes. And which isn't our favorite thing to do anyhow. I try to ride with 5 or 6 at the most. But we were riding, and Norm Kern was leading the ride. And if you guys have ridden with Norm, you know that Norm is a very good rider. He rides at a pretty good pace, but Norm doesn't stop until it's time to get gas. So, and that's something he tells you, you know it, and you go about your business. Well, Jamie had never ridden with Norm before, and we were in Cape Girardeau. It was hot. That was a hot
trip.
rally. And we were about 100 miles into it, and Jamie, we hadn't eaten, we hadn't
really stopped even to have a drink or go to the bathroom.
And so Norm turned left to go up this hill, and we're very familiar with the roads, and we know that there's no gas stop or anything for another 50 miles. And Jamie very politely told me that we were going to go straight, and she didn't care where he was going, but we were going to go straight, go get gas, and maybe get breakfast. And so, again, though, it wasn't Norm's fault. It wasn't the group's fault. It was us riding our own ride.
Yep.
We communicated with Norm that we were going into town, and that was it.
Yep.
No hard feelings. Nothing happened, and we moved on, and everybody got to have fun that day.
And we ran into them an hour later.
Right. So again, riding your own ride is more about just being in touch with your skills, how you want to ride. Look, and each day is different. There's some days where I'll be honest with you. I've been riding and I'm just like, hey, I'm not into this. I'm going to take it very easy and we're just going to cruise. There's other days where, we're going to go a little faster because we're very comfortable and we're having fun doing whatever we're doing. Again, riding your own ride. So when it comes to communication, we always have a meeting. And in that meeting, the easiest way to get everybody to ride your own ride is this, right? Is everybody should know where you're going. Everybody should have the route to where you're going, whether it's GPS, paper maps, smoke signals, however you want to know where you're going, you need to have that. So if you do get separated, that anxiety is not there because you know where we're going to go. So if we're going to point B for lunch, and if everybody knows we're going to point B, and you decide you have to stop and take a water break, or you have to use the restroom on the side of the road, which very rarely happens. Right?
Or sometimes traffic just gets in the way and,
Right.
and it doesn't work out with the stoplight. So you do get separated sometimes.
And so, it's your responsibility. Part of riding your own ride is knowing where you're going and how you're going to get there.
Yep.
It's not the ride leader's responsibility. They're leading you, yes, but you need to know where you're going. We're adults. You need to know where we're going. Second thing is, if you don't feel comfortable passing and the other group is passing, don't pass, right? Everybody has a different comfort level, and it's frustrating. As a ride leader, it's tough, right? Because we're trying to please everybody in the group. And if you have 6 or 7 people in the group, some people want to go fast, some people want to go slow, some people don't want to pass. That's all well and good. They're riding their own ride. But again, that's where you have to make up that decision, right? So if somebody's passing and you don't feel comfortable passing, don't pass.
Nope.
If you want to go ahead, if the group's riding slower than you are, then all I ask is that you communicate and you pass safely and go ride your own ride. I'll see you when we get to lunch.
Mm-hmm.
You're the person with the key in the bike or the fob in the bike, and you're the one riding the bike. So you are responsible for riding your own ride. I don't know how else to put it. That's the only way everybody's going to be safe, and that's the only way that everybody's going to get to their destination the best that they can. If for some reason if the group's riding too fast, again, don't get caught. I tell Jamie all the time, I don't mind going fast sometimes, but there's a thing called lot, and lot kicks in every once.
Lack of talent,
right? So I'm the first to admit that there are some groups that I ride with, and the minute we get in some pretty good corners, my lack of talent, or my survival skills will kick in, and I will slow down and ride the way I want to ride. There's nothing wrong with the guys ahead who want to go faster and who want to ride faster.
Yeah. And he rides differently with me on the bike than he does without me on the bike.
Oh, absolutely. Again, riding my own ride. I don't want to hurt my love of my life. I want to keep it going and going forward. So again, communication is key for both parties, and that's the responsibility of the ride leader. It's not the responsibility of the ride leader to slow down to the slowest person in the group.
Nope. Because
that causes issues too. So be honest with yourself when you're in these ride meetings. If you see everybody decked out in full-blown sport bikes, naked sport bikes, I can talk. We were at Big Lynn 4 years ago. I was on a 400 KT or 390 KTM. No, I was on your bike.
You were on my Z.
I was on her Z. Everybody showed up to this ride on 1,000cc naked sport bikes.
He was the bear on the bicycle.
Right. I knew what kind of ride this was going to be. I knew exactly where we were going, and I got there when I got there, right? But there's nothing wrong with that. As long as everybody understands that that's part of what it takes to ride a motorcycle, then life is good.
Life is good.
Right. So,
but I will say, if you're going to be in a group, there's always, a ride leader always asks someone to be the tail gunner so that they can make sure that everybody gets around and that person has communication with the leader. But also, watch the person, keep an eye out for the person behind you. You're not responsible for them, but if they fall off or, fall behind, we know that we need to kind of wait for them. And it comes down to communication.
Right. And one of the things is I know some people don't like having communicators. If you're going to ride in a group, you should have a communicator, right? And now I will preface it by saying this. If you have a communicator, you do not have to communicate every second while you're riding a motorcycle, okay? That is one of my pet peeves of riding a motorcycle in a group is people feel like they need to chat all the time while they're riding a motorcycle. You don't have to do that, right? I know some people, if they're up ahead, they'll say gravel, which is great because at least you know what's going and coming up. But
or if you're passing, it's good. Right.
Just having a random conversation, though, while you're out riding, again, just know your audience. If you're with your boys and everybody loves chatting, so be it. But just take into account everybody. Yep. Jamie and I, look, I'll be honest with you. Jamie and I ride together a lot. And now, if she's on her own bike, we do communicate more because she's new and we're kind of doing, and I'm probably being a little overbearing when it comes to certain things.
Well, he helps me. He gives me tips.
But when we're on the same bike and we turn on our Sennas and we will go hours without saying a word to each other.
Yeah, right? I sit on the back and take pictures and listen to my music.
And she's listening. She'll answer her phone. It's crazy. But we ride a motorcycle to get away from life and to get away from that. And so, but again, that's another conversation for another day. But again, I'm going to finish this off by saying, look, ride your own ride. Peer pressure should not be a thing at our age.
No.
And just watch out for each other. Just be kind to each other. Watch out for each other. And remember that everybody here has the same goal. They just want to have fun on two wheels and make it home safely. So that's all I'm going to say about the ride your own ride thing. So that's where we're at there. So now we come to Jamie's section, and Jamie hasn't seen this yet. There's a couple of things. There's a couple new scooters that we're going to get her impressions about. And so we're going to talk about this first. As you guys know, she rides this Honda ADV 160.
Yep.
She loves it.
It's my new baby. I love it.
And she's been doing really well with it. And it's great. We've had a lot of fun with her on it.
Yep.
And I
wish the rain would go away, we'd have more fun.
I wish she was going to Star because then she could take it to Star.
But, I know.
So the first thing, Jamie, is there's this new scooter. It's called a Kymco AX550i Premium.
Premium. Okay, I've never heard of Kymco, first of all. So what do we know about this company?
It's based in Taiwan.
Okay.
And they've been building scooters a long, long time. BMW, Kawasaki's partnership. But they've been doing scooters a long time.
Yeah.
But that's a nice looking bike.
It is.
And
the front end looks really large.
It's almost like a Bergman type front end.
Okay.
But it looks a lot like my big scooter almost.
It does.
And but
it doesn't have the floorboard, the platforms.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, there's platforms down there. You just hey, the cat is trying. Can you grab him?
Bandit, come on.
And our cat's trying to unplug the back of the computer there. So, but this scooter's it's a bigger scooter.
What size is it?
It's a 500.
Okay.
So it's going to be a little heavier, but it's also going to have a little more power. So if you wanted to do highway speeds, you could do that. It is a nice looking bike. And but I was going to look at the cost because I'm not sure exactly what it costs, and I don't know how do I get out of this. There we go. So it says, yes, 550 twin-cylinder 4-stroke engine, and it says it doesn't have any stats. I don't know exactly what all the stats are. Let's see if it's it's priced at $12,199.
Nice.
that's a little pricey. And but yeah. So what do you think of that? That's pretty cool looking, huh?
Okay, now I see them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you would like to get a bigger.
I would like to get a bigger one. I kind of think I like the Yamaha a little better. It doesn't look as like, to me, that just looks very wide up front.
And you don't know what that is until we
right until I sit on it. I'm just thinking like heavy.
Until we see stats.
I know, and until you
right.
I like it though. It'd be worth looking at. Is it something that's coming to the States?
It said it's coming. Yeah, it says
Okay.
it's coming. So it says it's coming to the States.
Okay.
So, and then, folks, if you guys haven't seen this is the X80V 750.
Now I like that, but that one's definitely going to be too big for me.
And it's huge. But there's a guy on YouTube.
Hey, but for you.
Right. But there's a guy on YouTube that has this thing, and he hauls ass going around everywhere with this thing.
Okay, now you're not going to believe this, but I like that white.
Oh my gosh. I love white motorcycles, and she's not a fan. But,
I'm not, but I like that.
But yeah, this 750.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a nice looking little scooter. And again, just look, there you go.
I know.
And it doesn't look as bulky in the front.
No,
even though I'm sure it is. But it doesn't look as bulky.
It looks more sleek.
Yeah. It was the fourth best. So the X80V Scooter 750 was the fourth best selling adventure bike in Europe in 2023.
Wow.
76,000 units sold. Wow, that is crazy. So it's 745 cc's, 58 horsepower, 104 maximum speed, 6-speed transmission, DCT clutch. We love a DCT. Final drive is a chain. It's got like almost rear wheel sizes. Seat height 32 inches tall, 32.3.
That's gonna be too tall.
So it's a little high, even though. And then 6.5 inches of ground clearance, fuel capacity, 522 pounds. That's what my bike weighs.
Yeah.
That's a little heavy. So, but kind of, it looks cool, and it's just one of those things that I can't believe they sold that many of them in Europe.
I know.
But they do look cool.
That looks cool.
And so
that looks like you could take it off road a little bit.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm sure they have people have them. So that's the X80V 750. And if you go on YouTube and Google this or YouTube it, whatever it is, there's a guy on there. He's got an Archipovic pipe and everything. He rides the heck out of that thing.
Wow,
it's pretty funny. So, all right. So I guess that's about the wrap up our two-wheel portion of the session tonight. That's good because we're at 29 minutes, so that's pretty good.
We timed that well.
Timed it pretty well. So so again, we've got I've got Star coming up that we'll talk about. So hope to see you guys there if you are going to be at Star. And then we've got the Byway Boogie in November. So go to if you go to motoadrenalinetours.com. Click on events, Byway Boogie's right there. You can sign up for the Byway Boogie there. That's in Hot Springs.
And I do believe I saw an ad yesterday for a shirt
that
has come out.
You can order a shirt. In fact, here, we can go look at it. So if you guys want, that's in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Our friend Bob is the leader of that, and he's going to be putting this on. So it is the Byway Boogie in Hot Springs, Arkansas, November 7th through the November 7th and 8th. And it will be at the Village Inn, Hot Springs Village Inn. And there, look, it's got a cool design for a shirt. So really nice shirts that we're having. There's going to be routes. We're going to have a pizza party. There's going to be an antique motorcycle show. So if you guys get a chance, just go over here, sign up. It's free. And we hope to see you guys there at the Byway Boogie. It should be a great, great event. And then again, just make sure if you guys go into Williamsport, which is where the MSTA thing's at, if you go to ridemsta.com/star, you can check out the website there. You can't now. The online reservation is closed now because we're within 9-10 days of the event. But the event is we're giving away a Honda Transalp 750 at the banquet. And we've got, so if you go, we've got turn by turn routes, and we've got 21 street routes here. So if you just click on a route, you will be able to go and see a map, GPX files, and a description of all the rides. So that's all up there. If you click on download all routes, you will go to a Dropbox, and they will have all the routes there, and you can extract them all at the same time if you want to. And then, but yeah, that's all there. So I hope to see you guys there at Star in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And I will be there on Friday afternoon sometime. I'm actually camping. I'm not staying at the hotel. I'm camping because we like to camp. That's what we do. But we'll be there, and then I'll be there, and I'll see you guys all at the rally. So now we'll go back to what we were talking about, and let's go back here and go here. So now we'll talk about our overlanding stuff. So we're going to Big Iron.
Yep. If you have never heard of Big Iron, it is in West Mineral, Kansas, and it is the home of Brutus, the excavator. I believe it's the largest excavator in the United States.
Something like that, yeah.
And I actually have a personal connection to it. The land that it's on and where it first came into Kansas, they actually paid my grandma's parents money for their land, and my grandma actually watched Brutus come in and do all of his work when it was first coming onto the land. So it's just a really neat connection that I have. But
it's a great little music festival. There's a bunch of bands. I think there's like 7 or 8 bands playing. Each night there's something going on. There's Big Brutus there. So it's so it's nickname of, that thing's huge. The shovel was designed to dig from 20 to 69 feet down to unearth relatively coal and stuff like that.
And guys, wait, go back up to that picture. If you haven't seen this thing, it doesn't seem that big until you look at the cars that are like down by the treads, and you can actually put. Well,
that's how big it is right there. I mean, it's huge.
Right. But you can actually put our Jeep in the bucket of Brutus. And I mean, there's still room.
And it's a lot of fun. We won't have the big Taj Mahal this time, but we will have our little Gazelle, and we'll just be out there camping, hanging out. We're going to meet some friends. We'll be representing Kuat out there. We'll have a little Kuat flag. So if you see the Kuat flag flying, come by and see us and come say hi. And Jamie and I would love to see you. I will be there tomorrow, probably midday sometime. Jamie will be there late tomorrow night, but we'll be there Friday and Saturday.
Yep.
And we'll be hanging out.
We're actually going to be in the rooftop tent, right?
No, I changed that.
Oh.
So since we're taking the Gazelle and we can sleep on our blow up queen size mattress, I decided we would just do that, and so be comfortable in that. So
okay.
So I'll set all that stuff up. Since we're gonna be there and we're not going anywhere, we might as well be as comfortable as we can. So so we'll see you guys at Big Iron Music Festival, Overland Music, whatever they call it now. There's seems like there's a bunch of words.
Right.
Then we've got Rendezvous in the Ozarks, so that will be happening. Let's see, when is that?
It's the weekend of the 10th, I believe.
I think you're right.
No, it's the weekend of the 16th.
16th. Okay, so Rendezvous in the Ozarks is put on by Natural State Overland, and it is a great event. We have so much fun at Rendezvous, and always a lot of people there. Just a great event. You can do. We'll be doing trails on Friday and Saturday. Just a really, really cool event. And
hey, we'll get to celebrate our 20th anniversary.
Not that weekend.
Yeah, we can.
Well,
it's a couple days after.
We've been celebrating it for all year. So we went on a cruise.
I know.
And we're going on another cruise. So we've been celebrating it. She wants to celebrate it for 12 entire months, I think. And we're here. So, but yeah, so Big Iron is, I'm sorry, Rendezvous in the Ozarks. If you guys get a chance, come by and see us there. Same thing, you'll see the Kuat flag and all that. So don't be afraid to come by and say hi to us there. And then let's see what else we got. Yep. So we'll there's a bunch of, like I said, trails, a bunch of stuff going on. This was us a few years ago. So one of those quick story about
wow. Oh, I remember that spot.
Quick story about Big Iron was we were in the Jeep and one of these trails goes in front of a house and the dogs ran out and ate our trasheroo. Remember?
Rendezvous, yeah. Yeah. So everybody said you've got to go on this trail. So we did, and these dogs came out, and next thing we know, our friends that were behind us were saying that something was falling out of our Jeep. Well, come to find out, they actually bit a hole in the bottom of the trasheroo, and we didn't have trash in it, but our extra bags and things like that were coming out.
We're flying all over the place. Yep. So yeah, it was. But Rendezvous is great, and it's always a fun time. So we hope to see you guys there. So our topic for the camping, overlanding, whatever you want to call it, is we were at Overland America, and it is crazy how expensive some of this overlanding stuff has gotten. And we heard some people, what got me started about this is we heard some people camping or they were walking around and they said they would never be able to afford to do this. And I thought to myself that that's a shame that people feel that way, because look, we're very budget minded when it comes to this sort of thing. That you may not, it's all relative, right? But I just felt bad that people felt that they might not be able to go out and adventure and do stuff without spending all this money. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to spend all that money.
No.
When we started, I mean, a Gazelle tent, yes, it's pricey, $200-300, but if you price a rooftop tent anytime soon, you know the price difference there. You can do things on the cheap, and if you're camping in BLM land, it's free. You can do it for 2 weeks for free at a time in one spot. And I just I have a couple concerns about the pricing of things, and I think it's coming down. And the reason it's coming down is the markets are getting saturated, right? There used to be a very limited amount of people who made rooftop tents and people who made pull behind trailers and people who made totes and all. Well, now the market's filled with people, which is good for the consumer because it has stopped the prices from skyrocketing still, but it's still very expensive. And again, I don't know why. Maybe I do, or maybe I don't, but there's a big joke about the overland tax. And I do feel that that's part of it, is people that we've been camping a long time. I've been camping since I was a kid.
Me too.
And we never spent this kind of money on stuff to go camping, and my parents wouldn't have been able to afford that. And
no, I spent I can't tell you how many times I've slept in a tent or in the boat under the stars, or I mean, in a camper, and all of us were in the camper.
And I'm not pointing out any companies here or anything. These are just pictures and just kind of remind me what we're talking about. But it's like a refrigerator. You don't need a refrigerator to go camping. Yes, they're very nice to have, and we have one, not a $1,200 one, but we have one. But you can still go buy a cooler, throw ice in your cooler, and still go have fun with that, right? Yep. So you don't need a full-blown kitchen set. You don't have to have all the latest and greatest things when it comes to camping. You can go out and do it pretty minimal. And the whole goal is just to get out, not to spend money. You want to get out and enjoy nature and kind of spend time with your family and your kids and all that. And don't get caught up in spending all this money, because then all it does is stress you out, right? It just kind of gets you where you're just kind of stressed out and bummed out, and that's no fun, because then when you're doing that just adds extra pressure to you and that sort of thing, if that makes sense. So it's just one of those things that I just want people to understand, that they don't have to spend that kind of money to go out to have fun. And like I said, it was almost sad because I felt bad that these people felt that that's what it was going to take to get out and go. And so I'm going to kind of show you some.
Guys, when we first started, we actually started camping off of the bike. So we had very small tents, we had floor, ground mats, we had the minimal stuff, and we bought everything that we had on sale. And because we did, we knew that we were going to use it for a long time. We spent a little bit more on it, but I mean, our Gazelle we have had now we bought it before 2020.
Yeah. So we've had it. We've had it a long
for 10
time.
years, I think.
So this is kind of our setup. We have our Gladiator. Now we do have a rooftop tent, which we got for a very good deal. But our Gazelle tent was great. But again, all this stuff here, you don't have to have all this to get out. A lot of people feel like you've got to have all this to get out, and you don't have to have that. You don't have to own one of these to get out and go camp. They're cool, but you don't have to own one of these. This is from Overland Expo a couple years ago, and that's where we kind of really got into. There are some people that spend a lot of money at a whole different level.
A lot of money.
And look, no shade to those people. If you've got that money and that's what you want to spend it on, no shade whatsoever. But just get it. You don't have to spend that kind of money to go have fun. Look, Jamie and I would love to have one of these. Mm-hmm. They're $200,000. And
guys, there's a trailer that we've been looking at since 2020, but we don't want to put the money down just because it is more than what we want to spend. So we very much enjoy our Gazelle or our rooftop tent.
I want to get her one of these.
No, I don't even want that.
And
to be honest.
How cool would that be to cruise up to places though?
No, and I want the van, if anything.
But again, you don't have to have the latest and greatest to go and have fun. Trailers are crazy. Look, this is nice. But again, just stuff that don't feel like you got to do this to go out and get out, enjoy overlanding or camping or whatever. So here's an example. So almost had a heart attack. I wanted one of these boxes so bad because you can sit on it. You can kind of use it as a table. It's airlocked and all that.
It's very durable. It's
like $350.
I know.
And
that's why we don't have them.
I have a lot of totes that were $40 that, okay, we might not be able to stand on them, but they do the job. Mm-hmm. And it didn't cost us an arm and a leg to have it. And again, please don't I'm not throwing shade on people that have this sort of thing. It's just that I don't want folks to think that that's what they got to have to get out and go enjoy themselves in the great outdoors in this wonderful country. Here's a prime example. Look, I love Roam boxes. They're great. They're made very, very well. They're sturdy. You could drive over them with a truck. They cost $300. This tote to the left probably is functional, maybe not as weatherproof, but it's $30. So again, there are ways of going by and getting in and out of things. Now, if you fall in love with doing this and you want to spend money on a $300 tote, more power to you, right? Look, I'm not going to lie. We have some stuff that's pretty darn expensive that I would have never thought we were going to spend money on. It wasn't what we started off with, and it's not what you have to start off with to go out.
You don't have to have any of this. These are the luxuries.
They're all luxuries. The only thing you have to do to get out is they want to know where to go. Look, don't take a stock vehicle and think you're going to go overlanding and four-wheel driving with it, but you don't have to. There's plenty of places that you can camp without having to do that. Just understand your rig, understand where you're going, and most of all, just go enjoy the great outdoors. Go enjoy
ride your own ride.
Yeah, exactly. And
it fits.
I mean, some of these trailers, they're awesome, and in zombie apocalypse, it'd be fantastic if you needed them. But again, you don't need this trailer to go camping. You can do it.
We've had some of our best trips and most fun memories in a tent.
Right. And our thing is my whole goal is when we do off-roading, I don't know why there's so many titles of off-roading, overlanding, camping, whatever that is, right? Matt did a great video on what overlanding is and what the definition of it is. Some people think that you have to go across the world to overland. Some people think that you have to move every night to overland. I don't know what the titles are. All I know is that I want to get out, enjoy beautiful scenery, have my rig out there a little bit, do a little bit of off-roading. But this is what it's all about, right? So just create memories and not debt. You know, just kind of do what you want to do, and you don't have to do that. And the biggest thing is just get out and explore, right? So again, you can have just as much fun in a tent like this and out riding around every day. And with the new tents, folks, these Gazelles, you can take them up and down pretty darn quickly. And
to be honest, guys, Walmart has a version of that hub tent that is probably at least half the price.
Yeah.
It may not last as long, but if it's something that you're not sure of, and then you don't feel as bad spending the money. It's not about the money, but you could get out and enjoy and decide if it's something you want to do. And then like us, you improve your trip every time because you figure out what works for you and what doesn't, what you need and what you don't.
Right. So we're going to wrap up. We've done 45 minutes. And go check us out on all the socials, Jerry and Jamie 2 Up. We just surpassed 1,500 subscribers.
Woo-hoo!
So that's awesome. So thank you guys for that. Thank you to our Patreon people. We really do appreciate you guys doing that. If you do want to support us that way, you can go into Patreon. You don't have to. It's just we appreciate it. But we really do hope to see you guys out on the trails. It's starting to get to camping season. So we'll be out and about and doing some of that more. If you want to contact us, you can go to our website, motoradrenalinetours.com, or email us, go to our socials, do all that sort of thing, and you can do all of that. So
find us on Facebook, leave us a message.
Yeah. So
leave us a comment down here. We'd love to know what you want to know. If you have a topic you want us to talk about, put it in the comments. We would love to have some. I mean, we have our ideas of what you want to hear, but you might want something different.
You might think we're full of crap, but which a lot of people do sometimes. But folks, until next time, we just want to say be safe, be kind, have fun out there, everybody.
And ride your own ride.
Ride your own ride. Bye.
Bye.